I look back and look at all the mistakes I made. I did not have interview questions. I didn't have a clear job description. I didn't have clear expectations. So I didn't know what questions to ask. So I remember hiring this person and praying that it worked out because I didn't know how this was going to work out.
So I want us to go back, and I know that your experience started in the church, okay? When you first hired your first employee. And so I want you to tell us, where were you in your career in the church, and why were you hiring? What position were you hiring for? And how did that go for you?
So we were hiring a teacher because we had a shortage of teachers. I was fresh out of school, fresh out of seminary, had never had to hire anybody before. Um, I look back and look at all the mistakes I made. I did not have interview questions. I didn't have a clear job description. I didn't have clear expectations. So I didn't know what questions to ask. And so I remember hiring this person and praying that it worked out because I didn't know how this was going to work out. And they weren't even my direct supervision. So I was kind of like part of the team. I wasn't the sole person who was responsible for hiring. I just got input in it. So,
Wow. Okay, so you were thrust in to hire somebody that you weren't going to supervise. You didn't, and they didn't prepare you. No one prepared you. And I think
no.
that's a commonality for most of us. No one prepares us, right? And it's like, I don't know what to do here. I don't know what I'm looking for. You seem okay. Maybe you don't seem okay. How does she work out? Do you remember?
Um, she worked out okay. I think if I looked at all the other candidates who were part of that list, there were better qualified candidates. And if I could go back in time, I would be very, very clear what kind of questions to ask. Because, like, part of the problem is we were an inner city school. One of the key questions is, are you qualified to do this? Number two, what is your classroom disciplinary policy and practice? Because if you can't control the classroom, this can go south in a hurry. So I hired this teacher and we didn't know what questions to ask. So part of the problem was when you're hiring teachers, especially in inner city Detroit, we need to make sure they had the ability to manage the classroom, to engage students that probably did not want to be there, and to raise the quality of our school. Because for
Right.
me, the most important thing was, can we pour into these students? Can we give these inner city kids hope? And I didn't want people on that team who were not bought into this. How do we raise the level of our community by giving our kids, especially our Black kids, the best possible education they could possibly receive? And if you're not on board with that, you should not have been hired in our school. I didn't have that clearly in my head initially. And so we got somebody who was okay, but they were not bought into this. We have to make sure that every child in this classroom advances and excels and has a bright future because we have prepared them for what's next.